Deep within the cold metallic halls of the USM Auriga, a nightmare was reborn. Genetic experiments, human arrogance, and the relentless drive for scientific discovery gave rise to terrifying new forms of xenomorphs unlike anything seen before, in the twisted chapter in the Alien franchise known as Alien Resurrection. Overmorph. The overmorphs, also known as xenomorph eggs, appear once again in Alien Resurrection, but they have undergone some noticeable changes. Unlike the naturally occurring eggs in previous films, these overmorphs were artificially produced through genetic cloning experiments aboard the USM Auriga. Created as part of the project to clone Ellen Ripley and the Xenomorph Queen, these eggs may have differences from their original counterparts. Visually, the eggs in Alien Resurrection appear slimier and more organic, with a wet, pulsing texture that gives them an even more grotesque appearance than before. This aesthetic shift matches the film's overall emphasis on genetic mutations and biological horror. Facehugger. Emerging from the overmorphs, the facehuggers in Alien Resurrection serve the same purpose as before, to implant an embryo into an unsuspecting host. However, due to the cloning process aboard the USM Auriga, these facehuggers may not be entirely identical to those seen in previous films. Visually, the facehuggers maintain their classic design for the most part, but seem slimier and more sinewy, matching the grotesque aesthetic of the film's xenomorph variants. Their implantation process remains just as horrifying, ensuring that the host's fate is sealed the moment they make contact. Though the exact number of facehuggers in Alien Resurrection is unclear, their presence aboard the Auriga suggests that the military scientists were actively breeding and experimenting on them. This raises questions: were these facehuggers purely clones, or were they altered in some way to make implantation more efficient? Chestburster. Once implanted, the embryo inside the host grows rapidly, leading to one of the most iconic and gruesome moments in the Alien franchise, the Chestburster's emergence. In Alien Resurrection, the Chestburster appears even more brutal than before, as demonstrated in one of the film's most shocking scenes, taking the horror to another level. A xenomorph bursts through a victim's ribcage with such force that it penetrates straight through another's skull. This disturbing moment highlights just how powerful these genetically altered xenomorphs have become, even at the Chestburster stage. Could this suggest a possible acceleration in their growth cycle, whether due to genetic mutations or the scientists' attempts to enhance their capabilities? These creatures waste no time in becoming deadly killing machines. Cloned Xenomorph Drone. Once the Chestburster emerges and rapidly grows, it develops into the classic Xenomorph drone, but in Alien Resurrection, these creatures are different from their predecessors. Unlike the biomechanical xenomorphs seen in previous films, these clone drones have a more organic, fleshy appearance, likely due to the imperfect genetic cloning process. These drones exhibit enhanced intelligence and problem-solving abilities, possibly even more so than the warriors from Aliens. A key example of this is when they sacrifice one of their own to escape captivity, proving that they understand how to manipulate their environment in ways that earlier xenomorphs did not. Their acid blood remains a potent weapon, but in this film it is also used strategically. Instead of relying solely on brute force, these drones understand the tactical advantage of their corrosive blood, using it to escape confinement. This makes them even deadlier adversaries. One of the most striking abilities of the Alien Resurrection drones is their adaptation to aquatic environments. Unlike previous xenomorphs, which primarily stalked prey in corridors and air ducts, these drones demonstrate impressive swimming skills, moving with terrifying speed and agility underwater. This adaptation makes them even more dangerous, as they can pursue their prey across multiple terrains. Cloned Queen Chestburster. The Queen Chestburster seen in Alien Resurrection, as it is being removed from Ripley, mostly resembles other Chestbursters, except this one will become a queen instead of a drone. It is only seen for a few seconds, but foreshadows what is to come later. Cloned Queen. The Xenomorph Queen in Alien Resurrection is unlike any of her predecessors. Cloned from the recovered DNA of Ellen Ripley from when she was impregnated with the Queen Chestburster in Alien 3, this queen exhibits unprecedented genetic mutations, leading to a drastic shift in the Xenomorph reproductive cycle. While she initially lays eggs in the traditional manner, this queen develops an unexpected reproductive mutation, one that allows her to give live birth rather than relying solely on overmorphs and facehuggers. This shocking deviation results in the creation of a grotesque hybrid that challenges the very nature of xenomorph evolution. This mutation is a result of the cloning process, which introduced traces of human DNA into the xenomorph genome. As a result, the queen's reproductive cycle takes on mammalian traits, leading to the birth of a creature unlike any other in the Alien franchise. Newborn. The Newborn is the most horrifying and tragic creature in Alien Resurrection, a grotesque fusion of xenomorph and human DNA. This being was not part of the Queen's traditional life cycle but rather the result of genetic tampering. Unlike its xenomorph predecessors, the Newborn possesses more human-like features including pale flesh, a skeletal frame, and expressive eyes. It lacks the biomechanical exoskeleton typical of its species, giving it a disturbingly organic and fleshy appearance. Upon its birth, the Newborn immediately rejects its xenomorph heritage, killing the queen that birthed it and instead forming an attachment to Ripley 8, recognising her as its true mother. This disturbing display of human-like emotion makes the Newborn an anomaly among xenomorphs. Ripley 8. Ripley 8 is the ultimate anomaly of Alien Resurrection. Cloned from Ellen Ripley's DNA, she is a fusion of human and xenomorph genetics, resulting in enhanced strength, agility, and heightened senses. However, this also means she possesses xenomorph-like instincts, making her an unpredictable force. Her acidic blood, sharpened reflexes, and unique connection to the xenomorphs set her apart from both species. Unlike previous versions of Ripley, she displays a disturbing affinity for the xenomorphs, particularly the Newborn, which sees her as its true mother. Despite her genetic modifications, Ripley 8 retains her human emotions and moral struggles, making her one of the most complex characters in the franchise. Is she truly human, or has she become something entirely new? The answer remains as haunting as the creatures she fights. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it for the time and effort it took me to make, and let us all know which was your favourite and what you think of Alien Resurrection down below, and I'll see you next time.